more popular, like kind of almost like a top 40 kind of a thing. And sometimes I use a little poetic license and I modify lyric. I've done these things for such things as I Don't Know How to Love Him. We made it a religious theme. Wind Beneath My Wings, we changed it to be a little more Christ-oriented, as He is the wind beneath our wings.
But your venue is always in a church, is that correct? Or
so far, yes, it's pretty much. We are basically trying to bring a spiritual message. And so we use those types of things. I had an interesting situation. We just did in our concert, we did Do You Love Me from Fiddler on the Roof, Harry Giordano and I. And basically it was to bring out the concept of the sacrament of marriage, a matrimony. And marriage is a little bit difficult to continue, but when you take it as going over 25 years and what have you done, and we've still got something that we think is love, but we're not really sure. And I think it brings up, it's a spiritual thing as well as just coming out of a Broadway show. So that's when you ask me about theater, I don't lose my feet.
Christmas Eve is very, very big. I mean, it's coming to church or going somewhere to hear music. I have gone on Christmas Eve many years. I used to go into New York because we always went in to see family in New York. I always used to go over to St. Patrick's on Fifth Avenue. I mean, getting in there, I mean, it was just, used to wait in line and so on, but it was wonderful. I used to love to go to listen to the music. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I've also been in churches. When I was in high school, I was in the choir, and we used to go to the various churches and sing, and I just love it. Your Christmas Eve is very special here, isn't it? You have something for children?
Yes, we have something for children. We have a pageant at 5:30 that Sister Bernadette, our pastoral aide, helps us with. And the pageant is it's a little play. It's about a half hour before the Mass itself at 6 o'clock. And this is called the Children's Mass. And I always say that adults are tolerated. And so they're invited. The adults are invited to be here, but this is basically the kids' Mass. And in offertory, the central part of the Mass, what occurs is that we have the children come up and they bring hugs and kisses to the baby Jesus. So it's a children's Mass, and we sing songs that are children-oriented. No big stuff, but it's just enough so that people know they bring to church on Christmas.
And it's still at midnight, right?
Oh, at midnight, we always have a beautiful crowd. There's always room for one more, so anybody that wants to come can come. But we have a beautiful... Come. Oh, good. Please do. We are one of the few churches in the area that still have a midnight Mass. And we open our doors, and it's a nice way for people to pause and bustle of those 2 days of Christmas Eve and Christmas and just be with the important stuff.
It was an interesting thing you just said. You're one of the few that has a midnight Mass?
Yes. Unfortunately, because of the... Oh, I don't know about the rest of it. I can only talk about my basic area geographically in South Philadelphia. And a lot of the churches have opted for an earlier Mass, like a vigil Mass of 7 or 8 o'clock, for security reasons, for whatever reason. But thankfully, we have been able to maintain, since we're such a tight-knit community, we've been able to maintain the midnight Mass tradition so far.
Mm-hmm. What's ahead for you?
We're up for doing more charity work. We really want to identify opportunities to let our messages be heard, but also to help the common man around us. And I really feel like that's the way St. Mary Magdalen dePazzi will remain an intricate part of this community, by going outside of it to help.
It's a beautiful church, tucked away on this little street in South Philadelphia. Yes. One would never know that it was here. It's really beautiful, and I'm sure you're very proud of your parish, and I would bet anything that they're very proud of you. Unfortunately, we have to go. I want to thank you for your time. It was my pleasure. It was lovely meeting you. It really was a delight, really.
Come back.
I certainly will. And thank you. The weekend on Thursday, December 16th, 1993. Children and adults of all ages will be charmed and enthralled by a unique high-energy dance theater production of Charles Dickens' heartwarming holiday classic, A Christmas Carol, performed by Philadelphia's Dance Teller. Windblown ghost of Christmas past whisks the skinflint curmudgeon Ebenezer Scrooge across the wintry cobblestone streets of Victorian London during the Yuletide holiday, where he is forced to seek his own humanity and salvation on the other side of 19th century impoverishment and despair. The performers of the ensemble portray 50 different Dickens characters through theater, dance, and music provided by Pretorius, Corelli, and Vivaldi. Voices singing and handbells ringing fill the air each evening through December 23rd during the annual holiday display, Nature's Christmas, at Longwood Gardens in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. 21 choral groups from Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and Maryland celebrate the wonders of winter with holiday music, old and new. Half-hour concerts offered at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. take place in Longwood's elegant turn-of-the-century ballroom located in the main conservatory. Unreserved seating for 350 is available on a first-come basis. During the Nature's Christmas Festival, the gardens are open daily from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. through January 23rd. The choral concerts are included in the regular gardens admissions of $10 for adults, $6 every Tuesday, $6 for youth ages 16 to 20, $2 for children ages 6 to 15, and free for children under age 6. Group rates for 30 or more adults are available. Longwood Gardens is a magnificent place, but during this holiday, it defies description, so do try to go out to Longwood. Pennsylvania Ballet presents its annual holiday gift to Philadelphia audiences with the 1993 production of the fairy tale classic, The Nutcracker, at the Academy of Music December 16th through December 31st. Long a Philadelphia favorite and awaited with anticipation each year, the Pennsylvania Ballet's Nutcracker brings 60,000 people to the heart of Philadelphia's cultural community for a holiday extravaganza filled with toys that dance, battling mice, spinning sugar plums, waltzing flowers, a little girl, and a nutcracker magically transformed into a handsome prince. Filled with the mystery and wonderment of childhood, The Nutcracker, based on E.T.A. Hoffman's tale, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King, and set to Peter Tchaikovsky's enchantingly beautiful score, it was first performed at St. Petersburg Mariinsky Theater in 1892. In 1954, George Palanchine created the full-length production, which Pennsylvania Ballet has performed since 1987, the only company aside from New York City Ballet to do so. The 1993 production of this treasured classic, which celebrates Pennsylvania Ballet's 30th anniversary season, showcases the magnificent Balanchine choreography and features the orchestra of the Pennsylvania Ballet and the Philadelphia Boys Choir. Handel's Messiah will be performed this weekend at the Church of the Holy Trinity and at the Old First Reformed Church. Pennsylvania Pro Musica's performances have been highlights of the Philadelphia musical season for more than a quarter of a century. This year's presentations will be based on different versions of various arias, choruses, and ensembles as composed by Handel himself. Join Pro Musica artists for these thrilling and remarkably expressive interpretations under the baton of Dr. Franklin Zimmerman, artistic director. Come Blow Your Horn is a vintage Neil Simon comedy that invites you to view the twists and turns of a young man's rite of passage into the world of bachelor life. It was a great movie, and it is a great show. Put yourself in the holiday spirit at Hagley's special evening candlelight tours on December 20th, 21st, and 27th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Candles softly illuminate the festively decorated DuPont family home while holiday music fills the air. Candlelight tours are offered by reservation only. Atwater, Kent will again host a special holiday exhibit of toys and dolls produced by the A. Schoenhut Toy Company, which operated in the Kensington section of Philadelphia at the turn of the century. Collector's Choice Schoenhut Dolls and Toys will run through January 1994. This exhibit was organized by the Shawanock Collectors Club, a group of collectors who specialize in the toys and dolls produced by the company. The A. Schoenhut Company was founded in 1872 by German toy maker Albert Schoenhut, who ironically immigrated to Philadelphia under the sponsorship of John T. Dahl. Mr. Dahl later became the toy buyer for John Wanamaker Department Store. By 1908, Schoenbrook became the largest and best-equipped toy factory in the world, with a complex made up of over 5.5 acres of floor space and an ever-expanding line of toys, dolls, and games. For this exhibition, the Schoenhut Collectors Club have chosen from their collections what they view to be the best representation of the toys produced by the company. Included will be the wooden dolls, tiny musical instruments that play, toy guns that shoot, and the Schoenhut Humpty Dumpty Circus, whose clowns and animals can be maneuvered to perform amazing balancing acts. These toys and dolls reflect the changing times and tastes of the first 2.5 decades of the 20th century, when the A. Schoenhut Company was a thriving leader in the toy industry. An all-new, humorous, and lively Scrooge, a musical telling of Charles Dickens' heartwarming A Christmas Carol at the Ritz Theater, closes on December 19th. Young and old are invited to join in the Sharing Christmas 1993 with their families and with the less fortunate of Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties. In the spirit of the Dickens classic, the Ritz Theater is giving one free ticket for each $6 ticket purchased and a non-perishable food item, making it an easily affordable outing for the entire family. A family of 4, for instance, pays for only 2 tickets with food items providing entrance for the other members. Ritzy the Wolf, a favorite of thousands of youngsters attending the children's theater presentations throughout the year at the Ritz, returns to the main stage with a host of animal friends to tell in music and song the famous Christmas story based on Albert Finney's Academy Award-winning film. All of the familiar characters will be seen as animals, singing and dancing in a highly spirited interpretation of the holiday favorite. Unusual and innovative, the Putting on the Ritz Incorporated production of Scrooge retains the spirit of Dickens' classic while adding a Muppetish touch to the whole show. St. Mary Magdalen dePazzi, the oldest Italian Catholic church in America, has always had some sort of choir throughout its more than 150-year history. However, it was not until the arrival of a dynamic young woman, who we met this evening, that this group became a living, growing symbol of a faith community's drive to preserve its heritage and expand its horizons. The choir has grown in size, ability, and renown. The holidays are its time to shine. They have received accolades from all who have attended Midnight Mass and Easter Vigil through the years. The choir acts as ambassadors for the parish and the Italian-American community. In 1989, Roselle inaugurated the annual November Choir Concert, a massive undertaking that involved the time and efforts of many people, all volunteers. With each subsequent year, the concert has grown. It now includes much more than robed choristers singing. You're likely to see a scene from a Broadway show or Hollywood film reenacted with full theatrical lighting, or a solo performance of a recitation, all in good taste and all pertinent to the theme of the particular year. In 1992, Roselle and the choir joined forces with St. Peter Claver, the first African-American Catholic church. These two struggling communities took strength from each other and have appeared jointly a number of times. St. Mary's Choir has just recently successfully completed its 4th annual concert and will spend the holiday season spreading Christmas cheer at various hospitals and nursing homes throughout the area. If you'd like to become a member of the choir, you may go to the church any Monday evening at 7:45. And do join St. Mary Magdalen dePazzi on Christmas Eve for an evening of love, warmth, and song. What a delightful woman, what a dedicated woman. Many thanks to Roselle and her choir for their beautiful voices, beautiful songs, and for their time. Until next week, from all of us here at The Weekend on Thursday, make it a great one, make it a safe one.